welcome to the Inspire booth here at SMTAI. I'm delighted to be joined by Charlie Moncavage. Great to see you, Charlie.
Hi, Trevor. Great to be here.
I know.
Always good to see you again.
I know. Well, we've met so many times over the years in so many different situations. It started out with gridlock and lots of things in between.
Sure. Basically, I've been in the industry for a little over 20 years now, and have a few products under my belt with a lot of different companies in the industry, and we brought our latest and greatest out here to see what everybody thinks about it.
Yeah, it looks really exciting. So tell us a bit about it. This is the TOOLMAKER is the name of the product, and it's really a device for creating support tools and jigs. Give us a description.
Well, as you know, my history is in tooling in the industry, but mostly in the automatic pin support. And when we came out with that back around 2000, that was the new groundbreaking type of tooling everybody needed, and it worked on every substrate back in the day. And over the years, it's just kind of gotten to a point where it can't really keep up with the technology, the thin substrates, the very dense component layout on a lot of boards, and panelized, and a lot of things like that. So we've been on a bit of a mission to figure out what is the next, what's the next product that's going to go another 10 to 20 years. And this seems like it's the one. So basically, it's a hybrid between everything that we've done with pin support tools and dedicated tools that were typically very expensive and cost prohibitive for a lot of reasons, time consuming, and also needed to generate a 3D CAD model to build a tool and wait for it.
Yeah, typically you'd have to send this thing away, wait for a couple of days, and then it would cost you a couple of grand as well.
Exactly. So, we've been trying to find a way around that, and came up with, boiled it down to the most elegant solution that we could find, and this is it. So,
how does it work? Tell me how it works.
Well, so no programming or anything like that. The customer can take any circuit board and simply load it into the machine, lock everything down, close the door, and there's one button. You hit the start button. And what we're doing is we have a sensor that scans across the bottom of the circuit board, looking at the components and the board, and it moves. We have a Z-axis on here with a router on it, and it reacts to every change in the component height, and mills a cavity in the support to accommodate the bottom of the circuit.
So it's like a CNC milling machine.
Right, so it makes a mirror image of this board into, we have a consumable part here, is a pallet that we supply to the customers. They put this into the machine, and now we make the inverse image into that pallet with the machine. Then customer can take this pallet away and take it directly to their screen printer or pick and place machine or router or whatever, and start using it, rather than waiting for a tool to come back from a supplier or whatever. So it's all in-house and very simple to use.
Right. So how long does it take to route out one pattern?
On the average, around 2 hours to do one board. But it's the kind of thing that you set it up and walk away and come back later, and the tool's waiting for you and ready to go. So after you load it in, nothing left to do except to wait.
Seems a really simple idea and a great one too. So what about the consumable parts? How much are they?
We're looking at the cost to produce one pallet is around $100. So you can't really beat that. If you look at what dedicated tooling costs, and that was a barrier for a lot of customers to $1,000 or $2,000 for a pallet and wait for it, and have to design it on top of that. So this takes all of that away, and we've gotten it down to where it's very easy and accessible.
So what are the benefits of this versus the old pin support systems? Why do we need to go down to this level? Is it miniaturization? What is driving it?
The pin support systems had a limitation on how close we could get the pin pitched together. So now, with most of the pin tooling, you have a gap between rows, and especially in screen printing, when you're coming across the board on thin substrate, you're putting pressure down on that, and it deflects the board in between rows of pins and causes problems with your print. And it's getting to be more and more over the years as the substrates are changing. So what we're doing is supporting the entire surface of the board, the components, the substrate, and everything. And in addition to that, the PCB is actually embedded flush into the fixture so that you have it all on one even plane. So when it is in your screen printer, printing over it, the blade makes a nice smooth transition across the board and doesn't have any sharp edges that it has to go over, whatever. So it's kind of embedded into it. And that's all part of the design. So everything is all built in. Everything that we learn about tooling is built into this machine right now.
That's a lovely idea, Charlie, I have to say. So this is obviously the Model 1. When is it going to be available for sale?
Well, we have parts coming in now for a small production run, and by winter time, we're
up and running.
We're up and running. And when we see you guys at Apex, you're going to see a whole different scene here.
Wow. Exciting. Okay. Well, I'm really happy for you, Charlie. It looks like a great new product, and thank you for showing it to us today.
Thanks, Trevor. Much appreciated.
Thank you.